I got stuff going on all around me. I'm hearing crashes in the woods over here.
Kenny, who runs the YouTube channel Kenny of All Trades, has been camping all over the continental U.S. for 4 years. Kenny has traveled deep into some of the most remote and deserted parts of the country with only his weathered camper truck and loyal dog Toby as company. He has recorded these lonely journeys for viewers who will never know how scary those dark, lonely nights really are. Kenny drove into Minnesota's Foothill State Forest on September 14, 2024, thinking it would be another peaceful night under the stars. But the forest had been waiting for him, and it had very different plans. What started out as an adventure turned into a nightmare that made him question everything that was hiding in the dark beyond the firelight.
It's Saturday afternoon, getting a little bit later in the day. I kind of got a late start. We're going to answer the question, is it worth it to get the camper ready, take off into the woods, and try and find a spot for an epic adventure only having one night? That's what we do almost every week. I think we'll make it work. Look at this. Oh, I wish I had a spot I could go camping right there.
This trip, like most of Kenny's, began with excitement and curiosity. He found what looked like the perfect place to camp, a quiet clearing surrounded by tall trees, with a fire pit that looked like it had been used before. Toby trotted along beside him. He had no idea who it was. At first, he didn't mind being alone. In fact, he wanted to be alone. He pitched his tent, feeling safe and sure of himself, and looked forward to a peaceful night under the wide, starry sky.
Start the fire. Toby and I came into the woods looking for a mushroom, a big chicken in the woods. It'll go perfectly with tonight's supper. Beautiful night for a walk out here. We've had some pretty cool temps the last few weeks, so there's not much for bugs out here. It's really not too bad at all. I'm not finding anything, which is a little surprising because I can find them all over by the house. You get out here and there's absolutely nothing. It'd be cool if there's something scribed in the stone. It's like glacial scrapes or something. That's really cool.
The night started out just like it was supposed to. As Kenny and Toby walked through the darkening woods, the forest was a peaceful backdrop. They then sat down to dinner next to the crackling campfire. The calmness of the place and the fire's soft warmth gave Kenny the deep solitude he wanted. But as real darkness fell and took over the campsite, the forest started to change, first in small ways and then in big ways.
I got stuff going on all around me. I'm hearing crashes in the woods over here and crashes over there, and it's probably just something as simple as leaves falling, but like in dead silence, everything sounds so much louder. I do got the flashlight out here though, just in case. As I was walking down the steps, my stomach started growling, and it sounded like a person talking for a second. I didn't realize it was my stomach. Oh, it scared the daylights out of me. I'm telling you what, there is just noises all over. Maybe we should go for a little walk.
The first sounds were so quiet that Kenny thought they were just leaves falling or twigs breaking. The forest's oppressive silence made every small sound louder, making sounds from far away seem like they were right next to you. Kenny felt uneasy, but he made himself stay calm by telling himself that these were just normal sounds of the night in the forest. That's all. But the sounds kept going and got louder. The soft rustling turned into loud bangs that seemed to come from all sides at once, making a circle around the campsite that got tighter and tighter. Kenny took his flashlight and cut through the thick darkness with its narrow beam, but he didn't see anything. No animals, nothing is moving, nothing but empty trees staring back at him. He tried to laugh off his fear by saying that his rumbling stomach had scared him, which sounded like a voice in the heavy silence for a moment, but the forced humor he used couldn't hide the growing fear that was weighing him down like a physical weight. Kenny couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him closely from the shadows. He couldn't ignore it any longer, so he made a choice.
I think we'll just go down the road a little ways. I thought I just saw a flash. Man, all kinds of noises. That flash could have been a reflector or something. I definitely need a better light for my face, though. This isn't working at all. Well, now I'm starting to get bats darting around the light. Probably head back to the camper. There is definitely some noise in this woods. We made it back home. Well, I think I'm just going to sit around the fire for the next 45 minutes and go to bed.
He left Toby safely locked inside the camper and went down the nearby road by himself, where he was immediately swallowed by complete darkness. His flashlight beam was the only thing that showed him the way. He moved carefully through the night, and he thought he saw something in the distance, a flash of light, maybe a reflector or something that shouldn't be shining in the dark. The sounds kept going on, crashing, moving, and something heavy moving the ground in the forest. But Kenny couldn't find anything no matter where he pointed his light. The forest felt alive, as if it were aware of something bad. But what? He had no idea at all. Kenny finally went back to his dying campfire and decided to sit next to the flames for another hour before trying to sleep. He never got rid of the strange feeling, which felt like cold sweat on his skin. But fear finally lost to tiredness. He got into his camper, locked all the doors, and tried to sleep. A loud bang hit the outside of the camper just as he was about to pass out, waking him up with a jolt.
Hear that? I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm laying in bed and it sounds like something is being thrown at the camper. It must be acorns dropping. It's like 3 a.m. I gotta go to bed. See what I'm talking about? When your mind starts playing tricks on you, these nights get really long. It's pretty dark out here. See you in the morning.
Kenny's heart was pounding in his chest as he looked desperately into the pitch-black forest. He couldn't see anything but the same impenetrable shadows and the endless, maddening sounds that had kept him up all night. The sounds changed, and now they sounded like small things, like acorns, sticks, or something worse, hitting the camper's metal walls. Kenny tried hard to make sense of the sounds by telling himself they were natural, but the rhythmic thumps in the heavy air made it hard to believe that something, or someone, was hiding just outside those thin camper walls, watching him and waiting for him to come out. Kenny didn't know what to do and didn't see any clear threat he could fight, so he did the only thing that made sense. He stayed inside with the doors locked and waited for dawn. He lay there wide awake in the dark, listening to the creepy music of the forest until the first weak rays of light began to come through the trees. The forest seemed to pull back as the sun came up. Its scary presence faded away with the light, like a nightmare fading away when you wake up. Kenny carefully stepped out of his camper. He had made it through the night without any physical harm, but what happened during those dark hours left a permanent mark on his mind. a memory that would stay with him long after he left that cursed forest and never came back.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
In this terrifying video, YouTuber James goes way beyond his usual peaceful camping trips into the depths of a deserted Scottish glen, where mist hangs like shrouds and ancient fear fills the air. People in the area won't even say its name out loud, the Glen of the Howler, a cursed valley full of evil legends and ghostly stories that terrified villagers have passed down through the years. People say that something stalks these mountains, the Glen Coe Howler, a monster whose terrifying howl echoes through the peaks on nights when there is no moon. Folklore says that those who hear its cry are marked and will disappear into the darkness forever. James, who doesn't know how scary these stories really are, shows up with his backpack, camera, and a few supplies. These things are not enough to protect him from what is waiting for him. He sets up his tent next to the river, where the black water flows like oil, and the forest looks like a wall of shadows that can't be seen through.
Hi guys, welcome back to Under the Weather. First winter camp of 2022. Gonna have a wee camp overnight. Get a fire going, cook up some chicken wings I hope, and gonna cook with alcohol for the first time, so stay around and see how that goes. And that should be it, so let's have some fun. Let's check it out. I think that marks the spot.
At first, everything seems calm, but then it turns out to be a trap, the calm before the storm of terror. James wakes up suddenly at midnight to sounds that make his blood run cold, laughter that sounds like it comes from another world, and guttural grunts coming from the trees making fun of him. His camera picks up every disturbing sound, but the audio is warped and unnatural, as if something evil is messing with him. The forest is holding its breath, waiting. Then the growl comes, low, deep, and so close it hurts. It shakes his chest and is recorded on his microphone in terrifying detail. There is no animal here.
Hello? 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 The thing is, I'm kind of on an island here, so there's river on that side, river on that side. It's very hard to get down here if it's a human, that is. Hello? Typical, now I can't hear a thing. Right, I'll turn the light off. I've got a knife in here. I've got a knife. I've got a knife. Right.
James is stuck in place for agonizing minutes as something huge walks around his fragile tent, its footsteps slow and steady. The horrible truth sinks in. He is being hunted. James backs up deeper into his tent, clutching a knife that is too small to be useful. The thing stalks him just outside the dying light of his lantern.
Well, that definitely sounded like somebody there. But there's no one here. Every time I come out, it's empty. Unless I come out the river. I don't even think. No, because as I said, I'm basically on an island, so there's no way that anyone could actually get it. Jesus Christ! Hello? 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 Jesus Christ! Fuck that. Hello? Heard that noise again. It sounds like somebody laughing outside, but I have no idea. Huh, unless it's the kelpies. Oh. Hello? Right, I might have to leave. But I can't leave, so I'm stuck here for the whole night. If I don't make it, this is my last will and testament, right? You're the last person to see me alive. Yeah. So they say, how did you sleep? I'm like, great. Like a psycho with a knife. Good night. Good night. Good night.
He makes nervous jokes through gritted teeth, trying to stay sane as the night goes on and on. The growls get louder. Whispers move through the dark. There is always something watching. James makes it through the night by staying awake out of fear, his eyes burning and every nerve screaming. He runs away at dawn, leaving his gear behind, and the evil of the glen sticks to him like a curse. The howler's cry still haunts him in his dreams, even though he is safe in civilization. It reminds him that some places have beings that are much older and darker than humans can understand. Some places belong to things that should never be touched. What is hiding in that empty glen? It might be best not to know the answer.
Should I sleep now?
On July 22, 2024, something strange happened on the channel Corinne and Chelsea. It was so different from their usual happy content that subscribers immediately felt scared. These best friends were known for spreading joy and fun on their trips. They chose a place that should have stayed off limits, Deering Woods, which locals call the Screaming Woods, a much scarier name. This nickname didn't come from campfire stories or harmless folk tales. For decades, terrified witnesses have said that after dark, agonized screams ripped through the forest, screams so real that they seem to come from the ground itself. Even more disturbing, several bodies have been found deep inside these cursed trees, and their deaths are shrouded in mystery and whispered warnings. What horrible thing took them? Nobody knows. No one wants to know. But curiosity, that dangerous and seductive force, drew Corinne and Chelsea into the heart of this nightmare. They had to know, was this story just an urban legend, or was something evil really haunting these woods?
I'm Corinne. I'm Chelsea. And we are almost in, well, we are in Pluckley, and we are nearly at the Deering Woods, one of England's, I think it is actually, it's in the Guinness World Records for England's most haunted forest. So yeah, we're gonna
5 minutes.
We've got 5 minutes away. We're going to be staying there overnight. There's said to be 14 ghosts that haunt the village, because it's a village that we're going to. So they also call it the Screaming Woods, because people often report hearing screams from nowhere, footsteps in the woods, apparitions. There's been quite a few disappearances, and there was a massacre, and there was like a massive pile of unalived people that had been found in there. Oh look, here we go.
What, mate? Yeah.
The sign.
Eerie.
But yeah, already, even though we've got 4 minutes away, but we're already starting to feel a bit eerie. So, busy. And it's been a mission getting here as well. Got lost a little bit. Yeah, we went, for some reason we went to Ashford, like, town centre. And I was like, surely we're not just going to turn into a village right now. But, yeah, exciting.
They got there at dusk and went deeper into the forest, looking for a hidden clearing. Their flashlight beams barely cut through the thick darkness, and their voices, which had been full of nervous laughter, were drowned out by the heavy silence that surrounded them. Setting up camp took forever, not because of the weather or the terrain, but because they had to do it in complete silence. You are not allowed to camp here. They would be found out with just one sound or mistake, or worse, they would draw something much more dangerous than park rangers. The mood changed as night fell like a funeral shroud. Their forced laughter sounded empty and desperate. The realization hit them hard. They weren't alone.
I feel like this is the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so to put it round, just shimmy it. Shimmy it all the way round. That's... Where? Get it off me. Is it ever 1 morning? Because it's hovering in my arse. We heard a voice. There's people. Fuck. Maybe they're doing the rounds. Yeah, maybe we should have gone near the edge. They're going to take us, they're going to take it all down. Should we just flatten it quick? No! What? Don't you break it?
No, why didn't we sit on it? I would take the things out so it goes flat. So
No,
it's obvious.
no, because then we have to put them all back in.
As the darkness stretched on, time lost all meaning. They tried to stay brave and make jokes to ease their fear, but their instincts screamed warnings that they couldn't ignore. The forest felt wrong. It was too quiet and still, as if it were holding its breath before something bad happened. Then, for no reason, they were terrified. Their tent light went out. 2 times. Just bad batteries? Maybe. Or maybe something they couldn't see was playing with them and making its presence known. The temperature dropped quickly. There was no sound. The quiet was scarier than any scream could ever be.
Oh, well, that's... Oh, my God, you can't... That's got to go.
Yes, I
Oh, my God, I totally forgot.
There, that's one of the best bits, I think.
What? Yeah, me burping like that. It's terrible. What?
That light turned itself off, mate, and it can't turn it off unless you hold it down.
It's probably the battery's
No,
going.
mate.
The battery's probably going.
Mate, I barely used it.
Mate.
I'm telling you right now. That doesn't... I'm telling you now.
Okay.
On my life.
All right.
You have to...
It doesn't matter. I don't care, do you?
Mate, that's creepy.
Do you
No,
care?
I'm fine. But
Okay. Oh my God, stop. Stop
I'm
it now.
telling you now.
Just stop it now. Just leave it off. Just leave it off. It's running out of battery.
Right, I'm putting this on because if that one goes out, I'm scared.
No.
Yeah.
It's running out of battery, that's all. I'm telling you
Mate,
now.
I haven't used it.
It's just running out of battery, that's all.
And do you know what? Maybe it is running out of battery, maybe it is, but...
I've got a logic explanation for
It
everything.
could be running out of battery, but
I really
I've
have.
never used it. Except for that time we were in the church and took about 2 photos. I haven't used it.
They waited, frozen inside their weak shelter and barely breathing, paying attention. Outside, something big moved. Footsteps that were planned, stopped, and thought about. It stopped then. There was complete silence again. But silence didn't help. Where was it if nothing moved or made noise? What happened? Or had it gotten closer, watching from just a few inches away with only thin nylon fabric between them? They couldn't get away, unable to protect themselves. They sat still in the dark, praying hard that no one would see them.
Got to stick it out a bit. Look. Mate, how are we going to go? We've got so much stuff.
I don't give a fuck.
Nothing really that bad's happened. Just the light's gone off twice.
Oh, you were shitting yourself.
Yeah, it is because it's creepy because it went back on when I pressed it on again, and to turn that off you have to hold it down for about 4 seconds. It doesn't just turn off.
Okay.
But the other one stayed on, so maybe that one was just running out. I don't know.
Should we go to sleep? Should we go to sleep now?
Turn the lights off.
The car's there.
Yeah, I know. But
Eventually, morning came. They were not hurt physically, but their minds were broken. The horrible feeling that something inhuman had been following them all night long would stay with them forever. That was the first and last night Corinne and Chelsea spent in Deering Woods. The Screaming Woods took 2 more lives, but not their lives. They took their peace of mind. They got away, but they'll always remember what it was like to be hunted by something that shouldn't be there. Would you be brave enough to spend a night in that lonely forest? Or will you listen to the warning their fear gives you? Some places really want people to come. Some darkness is waiting patiently to be fed.